Let me, wait, there's Lotta. So I will spotlight me. There we go. So you'll be on the beginning of the tape, Lotta. Okay. Um, so I wanted to share the words of Mario Tanavato because it kind of gets to what we were talking about. So we were talking about sort of when it comes to making big decisions in our lives and the process of that from these traditions. And the more I learn about uh, neurology and physiology, the more I can see how these techniques are really rooted in stabilizing the nervous system
Mm.
regardless of inputs that we have. And so this is sort of the Buddhist perspective on this from Mario, which relates to that the little poem I sent you from Lao Tzu. So he says basically when we do meditation or any mindful practice like we do here, we enter into a space that seems timeless. So it's reaching into timelessness. And and that is not the goal or the beginning point or the middle point. Like it's just it's an experience that happens when you repeatedly come back to a mindfulness practice, and it doesn't happen all the time, but it's an experience that he uses the word timelessness, which I think is a really nice experience or a nice expression. And so um, but the conflict can arise because we live in a society that functions very much on time, because we are part of this world, and so we have to, we wake up at a certain time, we do things, we have a rhythm of our life which is connected to time, which is not a bad thing or not even a paradox. But these practices bring our nervous system, Haimie, they bring our nervous system to a different way of being than we are throughout our daily life. And this has an impact on our whole system. And the idea really behind these practices is that when we can bring our system into that state of balance, then our perception of what's happening around us in this time bound
Mm.
way is more clear.
Yeah.
So that when we make decisions, it comes from a place not of responding to fear
Mm.
or anger or whatever. It's a response that feels more rooted in clear thinking. And so what Mario says is our society seems to believe that the faster the rhythm of life, the better the quality of life itself is. Contemporary society is based on this principle. In what we call modern civilization, there is no longer time to experience oneself in the present moment. What we think will be one solution to our problems that should make us happy instead turns out to be a further obstacle to our happiness. We have not got to the end of time, but we have run out of our ability to experience time simply because we lack the time to do it.
Mm.
And because we have no time, we go even faster. By going faster, we do more things. And although it's true sometimes that we do not have much time, doing things faster means getting faster to the end of things. That equates to getting to the end of our experience more quickly. So this push. And so by bringing the mind's attention to the present moment and realizing our condition, so body, mind, are the same thing. We do not reject our responsibilities anymore by running from one thing to the other, but how we live life in a more humane way, or better still, in a more careful way. When we are involved, absorbed by many things, in other words, when we are in more of a hurry, the mind receives such an amount of stimuli that it loses sight of its purpose. The confusion we experience becomes a permanent state. We identify with that confusion. We think we are that confusion. This is the condition we feel we are in most of the time. So this is the sort of the reason we practice, to clear that confusion that we have to step and step and step. And even when we're in a process, like Kent is in this process now of going through these steps to achieve a certain goal, to achieve a certain qualification, you know, that's still necessary. That's still part of our daily life. And so we balance this clear perception of what's important with the steps we need in our daily life, bound with time to get us there. And so when we spoke, Lota, about first figuring out what your priorities are, what's important to you, without judgment, without saying, oh, my priority should be this or should be that, you know, really sitting with those priorities and seeing how the choices of our life can best support those priorities, and recognizing when we have to compromise and when there is no compromise. And so that's what sort of the teachings, this is from the Buddhist perspective, but it's very much in line with the teachings of yoga and Patanjali that we've spoken about many, many times.
Thank you. Tammy, I might tell you that there are some lights in your glasses that
Yes.
are like two big round circles. Is that some kind of lamp you have in front of you or above you or anything?
Yes, there's a lamp here, which when I turn it off, it gets very dark.
Okay. Okay.
With contact lenses would be easier, but I can just keep my head down like this.
Oh, never mind. It got better now when you moved, because in the beginning it was like a big one right in front.
Oh, I see it. There we go.
Like a pirate of the Caribbean. Now you're.
May I welcome? It's early morning for you.
Good morning.
Morning. Body and mind feeling clear, energetic this morning?
I've already received a lot listening for the past few minutes, so
Wonderful.
as well. Yeah.
Okay. So we will move a little bit. I will switch the camera here so we can see a little bit better. And there we go. So make a little more space so we can come down to your practice space. And Lotta, how's your energy post-COVID?
No, I think it's fine.
Okay.
I hope so.
Well, as always, you take good care of your body.
Yeah.
And Kent, as you have any questions, let us know.
Kent is stiff in his upper back. It's like something is, stuck there.
Okay. So we'll start in this hands and knees position, and then we'll move to the feet so we can work with a little more freedom of the upper body. So first, just take a moment touching the floor as if touching for the first time. So feeling your body. Just take a few free breaths, freely moving your spine. Noticing any sensations of stuckness or discomfort or lightness or heaviness in the body. So taking the body perpendicular to the pull of gravity. And then just begin to move with the breath a little bit here. So maybe as we exhale, slowly move back, drop the elbows, relax the shoulders. You don't have to come all the way back. Maybe even moving step by step. So each time you exhale, you move the body back, maybe a quarter of the way or halfway. And then when you inhale, you'll come back to the hands and knees. So just slowly waking up the back. Noticing the breath. How does it feel to breathe a little more deeply? especially if there's a feeling of stuckness in the upper back. The inhale in particular can help us find it and maybe even release it. And then in your own way, come up to standing nice and slowly. So first, feeling the posture. So this sense of timelessness and even sometimes vastness that we can experience here and there in mindful practice. We can even use our imagination to connect with the idea of it. And this is the meditation that Mario Tenevaro shared that I often share here. This idea of clear sky above, as if you can extend your body to the eternity above you. Deep roots below, as if your body can extend all the way down to the core of the earth. Expanding in front of you, opening towards the infinite possibilities on our timeline. And expanding the body behind you all the way to the horizon, releasing and letting go of the timeline behind us. Expanding on the right side into beauty, left side into joy. So an image of expansion, infinite expansion in all directions from our body. And as we hold this image of expansion, we just bring in the opening invocation to encompass our relationship with all beings as part of our practice. Om Sahana Bhavatu Sahana Punatu Sahaviryam Karavavahai Tejasvina Vatitamastu Ma Vidvishavahai. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Come back to the breathing. And just a review of the anatomy of the breath here. So the deep breathing I'm asking you to consider in this practice is inhale, feeling the rib cage expanding and lifting. Let the belly relax. So as you inhale, the belly starts to protrude a little bit as the organs shift out of the way. As you exhale, you pull in the muscles around the belly, almost like you're putting on pants that are a little bit too tight. And then let the rib cage come together and relax. So inhaling from top to bottom, exhaling from the lower belly, mid belly, chest, thoracic, body. Inhale. Exhale. So just do that a few times. Arms can move you if you like, or just hold the arms close to your body. And the idea here is to really activate everything around the diaphragm. So having my first in-person class last week, I realized a lot of people have not been breathing in the past 3 years, at least not the way we have in our classes. So inhaling, the activation of the rib cage, intercostal muscles, lifts up the edge of the diaphragm. As the center of the diaphragm sinks down, pushes the muscles out of the low belly. Exhale, bring the belly tight together, helping to lift the diaphragm up to the rib cage. Ribs lower, pull together. So it's all about maximizing the engagement of the muscles of respiration. A few more times. To extend this movement, we can lift the arms. That helps to activate the rib cage. Exhale from the low belly, mid belly, chest relaxing. Continue doing that a few more times. Arms can go forward and up or to the side, whatever feels better for your shoulders, upper back. So Kent, you have the freedom here, if it feels better to do this lifting, feel free to move that way. Or if it's better to lift to the side, you can play with any movement that feels right. Good. Lifting of the arms. Extend, extend, extend through both sides and back down. And then we'll extend this movement. Come down, belly comes against the legs, hands touching the floor, head down. Inhale, sweep the arms all the way up. Let's stay standing. Pause for a moment. And just an adaptation I want to offer here. So I was working with Matthias, my husband, this week, who, if he does this posture, he can basically come about this far. And if he really wants to bring his belly against his legs, he has to bend his knees a lot. So it's a lot of work for the legs. So for him this week, I suggested he sit. He can do the same movement, but now he can bring the legs and the belly together. And what this does, bringing the legs against the belly, it helps lengthen the lower back. If you stand, and if you can't really touch your legs to your belly, most of the bending happens in this part of the body. And it can irritate and overwork that part of the body. So notice what you're feeling. So I'm very mobile. I can bring my legs and my belly together and have straight legs. Most people, there's a gap there. So we bend the legs. If you can easily come with bent legs, belly is against, there's no space here, and then everything can relax. Otherwise, you can use couch, a chair, same movement. Okay? So try that a few times. Good. And this little pause that we take as we come up, stay standing and bring the hands down. This is just bringing a little bit of the attention to the mindful nature of movement. So if we want to do as many movements as we can, we just go up and down if we're in a hurry. But sometimes this stopping at the top is just a reminder, like there's nowhere to go. We are here, feeling the space. Eventually we'll come back to standing and pause. And so this pause we often take between postures or between different sides is this same idea. We insert a pause intentionally to feel what we're doing instead of trying to move from one thing to the next. So it's a little different. It can be irritating if you're in a hurry. If I'm in a hurry, I tend to go slower. Or as the Zen teachers say, meditate 20 minutes a day unless you're busy. If you're busy, meditate an hour a day. So same principle. So now we'll take the feet a little wider apart. Let's take the hands to the low belly. And this is a little bit of neck, shoulders, upper back stuff. So your vision is going to follow your fingertips. So you're going to turn. You can lift up on the ball of the back leg, looking at the hand behind you. The hand is about the same height as your hips. Exhale, following the hands with the neck, with the head, and then twisting to the other side. You can move with inhale or exhale as you like. It'll just change the focus. I tend to inhale as I open because that gives me a little bit more extension here in the rib cage. Take a little pause when you're twisting here. Really feel from the neck all the way down to the foot. And then we're going to move the hand a little higher. Now the hand is the height of your shoulder. Again, looking at the fingertips. Hands as high as the shoulders. Following the fingertips with the eyes. And then finally, a few rounds with the hands up high above the head. Again, watching with the fingertips. Good. And then when you complete, feet back in a more neutral position, pause a moment. And then we'll do sort of a half squat kind of movement we can do together. So we're going to inhale, hands up. Exhale, we're going to squat deeply down, touch the floor. So bend the knees almost 90 degrees or so. Let the head relax. Inhale, lift just the upper body up so the legs stay like they are, arching the back, lifting the heart. See if you can lift one heel off the floor. And then maybe try the other heel. Then on your next inhale, reach up. Exhale, pause. All right. Try that again. Inhale up. Exhale, touch the floor. Bend the knees deeply. Inhale, lift the upper body, arms wide like wings. You can lift one heel or maybe even both heels together. Depending on how your balance is, you can lift up while balancing on the balls of the feet. Exhale, toes, heels down. Pause. Inhale, arms up. Touch the floor. Finding the rhythm of your own breath. Inhaling halfway up, chest forward. Lift the heels. Inhale, up, balancing or with the feet flat. Pause. We'll do one more round, maybe stay a couple breaths if that's okay for your body. Inhale up, down, halfway up. You can choose, you can keep the feet on the floor or you can lift the heels. Stay here, inhale. Exhale like you're holding a big ball in front of you. Inhale, arms open, shoulder, elbows together. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. And then inhale, nice and strong. And release, pause. Good. No, we won't use the wall. Now just a bit of, first of all, shake out your legs if you're feeling a little bit from that. You know what? We'll even bring in modified dancer here. So take one foot behind you. Let the knees stay close to each other if you can. There. You can stay standing here. Be gentle with your knee. Maybe you can lift up this other arm. You can stay here like this. Or if it feels good, you can move a little bit forward. Don't let this knee come out to the side. Keep the knee down. Because what we want to feel is this part here. So just a few breaths. Come down. And then we'll try the other side. First, just balancing. If this feels steady. So notice your second side might not be your dominant side. It might be a little more wiggly. So just stay a few breaths. Release and come down. Good. And then we're going to take one foot forward. Hand stays on the front leg. Actually, let's take both hands on the front leg. Take a nice deep breath. Come all the way down, head towards the knee, belly against the leg, so the knee can bend as much as you need to. Head comes down. Come all the way up to standing. We're just going to come back to this part of the body again, Lotta, so enjoy. So we're going to inhale, bend this front knee. Arms come up. Just pause here a couple breaths. If you like, you can exhale, bring the elbows together. Inhale, elbows up. Good. And when you're in this posture, think of bringing your heart over your knee. So you're not so much leaning back as sort of leaning forward and then lifting through the front. And just make sure your back feels comfortable. It's a bit of a back bend. Release. Pause a moment, feet together. I'm going to lose the socks so I can keep one foot on the wood floor without slipping. So we're going to continue with the same leg. So we're going to come into a warrior-like posture again. Nice, strong, steady leg. This time we're going to come down like we did in the half squat. Head down. And at first, you're just going to keep the chest against the leg, open the arms. Just a breath or two. So this is variation 1, we'll call it. And then exhale, let the hands come down. Keep this leg bent. Variation 2, we bring the weight forward on this front foot. Maybe lift the leg behind us just a little bit. Bring the back foot down. Straighten the front leg. So that quad can rest for a moment. And then if you like, you can put these two variations together. So variation 1 with the chest on the leg with the arms apart, or you can use a wall or a chair to stabilize. And then lifting the back leg, just a breath or two. Whenever you've played with that enough, release it, step the feet together and come back to standing. I haven't taught that one in a very long time, so I don't know where that came from. So just feel now, right and left side. Yeah, and notice what you're feeling in your body. So there's a lot of work on the quad of the front leg, but there's a lot happening in the back, the neck, and the shoulders. So see what you're feeling in your body. And this was something Gary Kraftsow emphasized with me particular, because I had been doing a lot of vinyasa flow before I did his training. And he stopped me and said, stop before you go to the other side and notice what you're doing. So notice how your left side feels, how your right side feels. Look for sensations like circulation, warmth, drainage, if we've been sick. And then eventually when we're ready, we're going to bring the other leg forward now. And first, we're just going to keep the hands here. Slide the hands down, bending the knee as much as you need to. Head towards the leg, towards the knee. Just a few breaths. Feeling samastiti in both feet, balanced weight on both feet. And then after a few breaths, we'll come up. Inhale, we'll come into a warrior-like posture. Again, the heart comes forward. The heart is more forward than the hips. And it's fine if the arms don't feel comfortable here, just make them nice and wide. Or moving, inhale up. Exhale, elbows together. Inhale up. This is a really nice way to activate the larger muscles of the mid and upper back. As if you're going to touch your elbows behind you. And then release the posture a moment. Step the feet together before we do a more intensive. And again, step the foot back. We're going to bend this front knee. And we'll come into our variation 1. So we'll bring the hands to the floor. Keep this front knee bent deeply, like a warrior stance. And then we'll inhale, arms wide apart. The chest stays over the leg, connecting with the leg, shoulder blades together. Keep the chin as if it's coming towards your throat, so the back of your neck stays long. So you don't need to look forward, look at the toes in front of you. Few breaths like this. And then release, straighten that front leg just a little bit, just so the quad can release, not have to carry so much weight. When you feel ready, you can try variation 2, which is to bend the knee again. Keep the hands on the floor. Lift this back leg. So now samastiti is the balance between the weight on the hands and the foot. Come on down. Pause. Take whatever transitions you might need between each variation. If your body needs something different than what I'm doing, take whatever variation, whatever transition feels good. And then if you like, bend the front knee again, lift into variation 1. And then if you like, try to lift that back leg. You can use a wall or a chair or anything to stabilize you. Again, keep the neck nice and long, look down. As you complete, you release it, and then come back to standing. Pause a moment before we head to the floor. And then come down to the floor and just let the breath settle. One of the nice aspects of practicing when our body is not at its peak, if we've been sick or when I'm pregnant, things that take energy from the body, you become more sensitive to the energetics. So as you do something involving the big muscles, the heart rate goes up quickly, maybe doesn't come down as quickly. So this quiet spot, I call this intentional resting with my German students. I remind them that this is still practice, just being still, letting the mud settle so that the water becomes clear. And if we look carefully, we find the potential in our life for many moments of stillness. The slight pause between inhale and exhale, or between exhale and inhale. The breath stops and then begins again. It's like a little taste of that timelessness that Mario Tanavaro wrote about. So let's come up to the hands and knees again. And so Lotta, the sequencing of this series, of this practice is around awakening, energizing the root chakra. So our connection to the groundedness within us, that grounded energy, a nice focus for when we are going through transitions in our lives. So just a few breaths here. Let's do a little bit of chakravakasana. So whatever variation you like, just inhaling and exhaling in this yielding posture. Just a symmetric, gentle movement to feel the hips, the pelvis being guided in a symmetric way. And then next time you're here in this upward position, just stay for a moment. So the hands stay nice and rooted on the floor. And let's extend one leg behind us. At first, just keep the ball of the foot on the floor. So one leg is straight and the other knee is on the floor. Again, looking down at the mat below you so that the back of your neck is nice and long. There's nothing to see if you can understand the words that I'm saying. So just breathing, holding this posture, just noticing how the body shifts. And then if it feels fine for the pelvis, the low back, just lift that leg behind you. And maybe a couple times, take a breath in, and as you exhale, bring that knee, bend the knee of the extended leg and bring it forward, 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 as if it could touch your nose. And then inhale, extend it back. So that leg that's extending behind you doesn't need to go high, just straight back. So just a few rounds. Pause a moment. At any point, if the arms or the shoulders feel the strain, just give them a rest for a moment. And then we'll try the other side. This also can be done really well with the forearms on the floor if the wrists feel irritated. So this is also a nice variation. And then just extend the other leg first, straight leg with the foot on the floor, noticing if the hands need to be adjusted. And then lift that leg straight behind you. Play with the position of the foot. So I didn't give any guidance. You can flex the foot or point the foot. Pointing the foot will help to engage the chain of muscles all along the back of the leg, supporting the buttocks. And then a few breaths, exhale, bring that knee towards the nose. And then extend on inhale, out behind you. And again, being mindful of not overworking the neck. So on the extension, the face is looking down. On the exhale, the nose comes towards the knee. And then after a few rounds, pause. Good. Don't look forward, Ken. I see you looking forward. Look towards the floor. You can follow me. It's your neck. Okay. You're doing it perfectly. You don't need to watch. Because especially if we're having tightness in the upper back, we want to be very respectful of this. And then we'll do one more thing here, hands and knees or forearms to the floor. We'll go back to the first side, the leg that we lifted, and this time we're going to open the leg out to the side. Let me do it like this. Out to the side and back down. And just notice how much freedom of movement you have in that hip, buttocks, keeping balance. So not letting the low back sink or go up too high. We're going to come back to this kind of movement later as well. After a few rounds on the first side, try the second side. And again, just be mindful of the difference between the first and second side. And then after you've completed both sides, just come down for a moment in a childlike posture. Let the arms rest. And just pause, intentionally resting. And then come forward, lie on the belly. You can take the forehead to the floor or turn the head to one side. And today, maybe let's take the palms of the hands to the floor, the elbows up. So the hands come to the floor somewhere near where your lower part of your rib cage is. So they're not too close to the shoulders or a little further back. And as you inhale, lift the head and chest. The hands are kind of like a gecko trying to climb up the wall, as if there was no sticky mat underneath me, I could slide my whole body forward just by the friction of my hands on the floor. So as you lift up, pull the hands back, feel the shoulder blades moving towards each other, shoulders move away from the ears. Again, you're looking a little bit in front of you, so not forward and up, but looking towards the floor. And then exhale, come down, forehead to the floor, or turn your head to the opposite side. Inhale, head and chest lifts, the hands slide back like a gecko trying to pull itself up a wall. And exhale, come down. If you like, you can begin to lift one leg as you lift the head and chest on inhale. Exhale, drop the leg, drop the head and chest. Each time you inhale, alternate the leg that you lift. Head comes down. So just continue moving with your breath. One leg at a time, or both legs lifting. And then if you like, for maybe 2 breaths or so, lifting the head and chest and both legs up, maybe holding the knees, the ankles together. Coming down. And then if you like one more variation, we'll inhale, come up, head, shoulders, legs up, feet together. Your next inhale, stay up, but open the feet wide apart. Exhale, feet come together. Inhale, feet wide apart. Exhale, together. 2 more times if you like. Inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale, and everything down. Release the arms. Find a comfortable position for the head, the arms, the shoulders. Release the back. If you're having any kind of cramping or tightness in the back, feel free to take a counter pose. Otherwise, if your back is relaxed, just stay for a moment and feel the back of your body. And then when you're ready, just roll over onto your back. I'm just going to reverse so I can still see you. And then as you begin, you can just hug the knees in to start. Whatever variation of this you like, you can hug the knees, rock back and forth, do a little bit of Apanasana. And then when you feel ready, we'll come into a gentle Dvipadapitam, little bridge pose. Great for when you're doing plumbing. You need to be under a sink for a while. So inhale, lift the hips up towards the ceiling. And exhale, slowly come down. And we'll bring the arms in. So as you inhale, lift the hips and also both hands over the head, all the way to the floor. Exhale, slowly bring the back down, one vertebra at a time. Bring the arms down at the same time, one fluid movement. The next time you come up, we're going to take the hands again over the head. This time, as you exhale, keep the hands where they are and just lower the body down. So inhale, lifting only the pelvis up. Hands, arms are next to the head somewhere. Either straight arms or letting the elbows bend, whatever feels best for your shoulders. You can even take the arms out wide if that feels better. So just inhaling, exhaling. Then I'm going to change the breathing again the next time. So you'll inhale up. Stay here, exhale. After you exhale, drop the body towards the floor in that empty space. And then as the inhale comes, lift the body back up. Stay here, exhale, in the upward position. After the exhale in that empty space, lower the body down as the inhale comes. Lifting the body again, one more round, staying in the little bridge as you exhale. The space after exhale, lower the body. Inhale, lift, and then exhale, lower everything down. And pause a moment. Again, just be aware of the energy of your body, the sensations you feel. And then keep one foot on the floor exactly as it is, and the other foot comes away from the floor. as you lift the knee up. And we'll keep the arms nice and open. And just wake up the front of the leg here again. Inhale, raise the foot up, flex the foot, toes point towards your head, and exhale, bend the knee. So inhale, lift, flex the foot. Again, it doesn't matter if the leg is straight, just engaging the muscles in front of the leg. Bend the knee as you exhale. Inhale. Exhale. And again, we'll build a progression of movements. So the next time you're up, extended, stay there for a breath or two. Legs straight. Up towards the ceiling. As much as possible for your body. And then just begin to point and flex the foot. So warming up the small muscles of the ankle, lower leg. And then maybe tip the foot to one side. So come back to a flex position and just tip the big toe side of the foot towards the inside. So the outside of the lower leg lengthens a little bit. And then try the opposite side. So the little toe side comes back down. So depending on how much mobility you have in your ankles, there might be a movement that you can observe, or there might be just a slight movement to one side that you might not even be able to see. But just see how much you can move your foot from side to side. And then maybe a couple of circles. Yeah. Just looking to sort of warm up the muscles of the feet, of the ankle. And then the foot can just rest. Keep the leg up. And then in your next inhale, you're going to move that heel towards the floor. So you can keep the foot sort of pointed. Straight leg as far as you can. Lower the heel towards the floor. And exhale, come up. So you want to keep your low back close to the floor even as the leg goes down. So don't lose the posture. Inhaling foot down, exhaling foot up. Okay. Foot down and foot up. Okay. We'll do the same kind of movement, but now to the side, just 3 times. Inhale the leg to the side, as far down as you can comfortably go. Don't lose the posture, both butt cheeks on the floor. Exhale up. Inhaling down and exhaling up. Just 3 times in total. So this is the 3rd time for me. If your leg needs a rest, let the leg come down. Otherwise, drop the heel towards the floor again next to the other foot. Open the leg out like a big circle. So you're going down, open, out, and back up. So drop the heel down to the side and up. Inhale down, exhale around and up. And then a few times in the opposite direction. We'll just do sets of 3. So out to the side as you inhale, exhale around and up. Inhale to the side, exhale around and up. And then if you've been with me this far, just drop the foot to the floor, stretch the other leg out for a moment and pause. And just notice what you feel. And then when you feel ready, we'll do the other side. So we'll do something like what we did on the first side. Keep the other foot now on the floor. Lift the knee away. Just about 3 times. Inhaling up, flex the foot. Exhale, release the foot and bend the knee. All right. Toes point towards the face as you extend and flex. Extend and flex. And then the next time we'll just stay here with the foot flexed, feeling the strength of the leg. Maybe some tightness we feel. Maybe a little bit of violent shaking, not too bad. And then a few times point and flex the foot. And see how much you can involve your toes in this movement. So as you point, let the toes move forward. As you flex, the toes move back. Try to mitigate cramping, so don't overdo it. So those of us who easily can get cramps in the foot, this is a nice way to activate the muscles without over-activating them. And then maybe see how much mobility you have on the sides of the ankle by tipping the foot one way or the other way. And then just some circles with the ankle. Activating all those tiny balancing muscles that stabilize us throughout the day. Then release, relax the foot, keep the leg up. And just 3 times, inhale, extend the leg down, straight leg, heel towards the floor. Exhale, back up. Each inhale, the foot comes down, low back stays close to the floor, so the core of the body is engaged. Exhale, up. Inhaling down as much deeply as you comfortably can. And back up. Same movement now, but to the side. So inhaling, opening, but don't lose the pelvis. Keep the pelvis in balance, both butt cheeks on the floor. Exhale up. Inhale down. Exhale up. And then just 3 times, circle the leg in one direction, drop, circle back. And the circle can be as large or as small as is appropriate for your body tonight. Just don't let the hips and the pelvis wiggle from side to side. Keep it firmly on the floor. And then when you finish all of that, release both legs along the floor and pause. And again, just noticing what you feel. And then we'll just move into a gentle twist whenever you're ready. We can bring the knees up. So bring the sort of the heating and the activation to the mid and upper back. Keep the knees close to the body as if you're going to try to bring your knees towards the elbow of the arm that's out to the side. As you exhale, drop the knees towards one side. As you inhale, the knees come to center. Exhale, let the knees go to the other side. Inhale, center. Exhale. Continue moving with your breath. controlling the movement, so don't let yourself flop to one side or fall. See if you can control the movement. If your shoulder pops up off the floor as you twist, no problem. Just be gentle with the shoulder joint so it doesn't overwork. You can adjust the position of your hands. And then eventually we'll stay in the twisting position, just a few breaths, whichever side you like. Just stay there, breathing. Again, if you're feeling tightness in the upper back, deeply inhale into that space behind you as you stay in this twisted position. After a few breaths on one side, in your own time, come to the second side. When you feel like you've completed the second side, just bring the knees to the center again. Maybe gentle Aphanasana, so exhale, gently bringing the knees towards you. Inhale, knees move away. If you enjoy happy baby posture, you can bring the hands onto the feet, the knees moving towards your sides of your body. Otherwise, just gently hold the knees. And then one last posture together. Bring the feet to the floor, knees, ankles together. And then just inhale, let the knees move to the side as far as they can. And as you exhale, bring the knees all the way together, pressing the knees a little bit together. And then inhale again. This time, as you exhale, you're going to bring the knees halfway together. Hold the knees in this position. Inhale here. Exhale, bring the knees all the way together. Do that again. Inhale, the knees all the way apart. Exhale, halfway closed. Stay, inhale. Exhale, all the way together. Inhale all the way apart, and this time we'll do the movement in 3 parts. So exhale 1/3 of the way. Stay, inhale. Exhale 2/3 of the way. Stay, inhale. Knees all the way together. Inhale all the way apart. We'll do that same thing in thirds. 1/3, exhale. Stay, inhale. 2/3, exhale. Stay, inhale. And exhale all the way together. 2 more rounds. This time we'll do fourths. So inhale the knees all the way apart. Exhale 1/4. Stay, inhale. Exhale 1/2. Stay, inhale. Exhale 3/4. Stay, inhale. Exhale, knees together. One more time. Inhale, knees apart. Exhale, 1/4. Stay. Inhale. Exhale, 1/2. Stay. Inhale. Exhale, 3/4. Stay. Inhale. And exhale, knees together. And then slowly we're going to move from here to a resting position. So if there's any gentle movements your body needs, please feel free to take the time to transition. And then when you're ready, you're just going to stretch out on your mat or your blanket and just rest. Those of us in colder climates, make sure you stay warm. If you have a blanket, socks, a warmer shirt, please use them. This is another trick of the nervous system, that when we rest, we make sure that we stay covered if it's cool, because the body will cool off, and the nervous system doesn't rest easily when you're chilly. So as you feel ready, make your way to resting. So just noticing how the last hour sits with your body. Notice how it sits with your energy, with your mind. Notice if the sensations you feel now in this resting body feel similar to or different from the way you feel as you lie in bed at the end of a day. If it feels different, what is that difference? Now you're resting after only 1 hour of paying attention to the sensations in your body and your mind, keeping your thoughts focused. And as we lay down at the end of the day, do we have this same quality? And one of the things I appreciate about the teachings of yoga and also Buddhism is that there are no answers. There's just guidance on moving towards this timeless, vast space that Mario spoke about. The teachings of Lao Tzu asks the question, do you have the patience to wait till your mud settles and the water is clear? Can you remain unmoving until the right action arises by itself? Something that a German poet from the 1800s named Rainer Maria Rilke points to in his writing. He says, "Be patient towards all that is unsolved in your heart." Sometimes it's these unsolved things that really trigger us. So be patient towards all that is unsolved in your heart. And try to love the questions themselves. For this moment, do not seek the answer, because it cannot be given to you, for you would not be able to live it. And the point is to live everything. Live the questions now, and perhaps you will slowly, without even noticing, live along some distant time into the answer. So fundamentally, these practices are not about giving you answers, but giving you the space to realize the answers are already within you. Building the strength, the clarity, and the stamina to allow the actions of our lives to be guided by knowing the answers. And as you feel ready, slowly come back to the sensations of your body. Invite the breath in to expand more deeply. And as you feel ready, come back to sitting to complete together. And as you come to sitting, just gently bring the palms of the hands together with a little space between, as if you're holding your heart, called Anjali Mudra. Loka samasta sukhino bhavantu. May our time together be a blessing for this world. Thank you.
Thank you, Tammy.
Thank you, Loka. Mia is very happy. That's good. And Lota, I can see if I can find the digital form of this somewhere
Oh, thank
in my
you.
piles of paper.
Thank you. Ken says he has like twice as much blood flow into his head now, so probably something loosed up.
Good. So these are the, the two places, the neck and the pelvis, as we all know, working with fertility and childbirth, that those two things are related. So good. That's excellent. So a lot of the little adaptations we did were to touch on that. So even though we focused more on the pelvis, some of the guidance, particularly with the neck and keeping it down, like keeping the chin down, it's like, well, since you come from a Navy background, when you're at attention, the head is not like this, right? So this is not attention. But that's and it's the same thing when you're standing. The legs aren't locked, because you've seen, I don't know if you've ever seen soldiers pass out, locking their knees and they just fall over. So that's the same rootedness of these traditions. So.
Thank you so much, Tammy.
Thank you.
Thank you, Tammy.
Thank you. Thank you for coming. Till next week. Wish you all well and good health.
Same to you. Thank you for guiding.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Thank you.